Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Licklider, and this is going to be a bit of a different type of video. I don't know if you could call this a rant, but it's most definitely unscripted. And it is because the BBC announced that tomorrow, on the 15th of July 2018, we are getting a trailer for the new series of Doctor Who, for Series 11, starring Jodie Whitaker, and well, these feelings have been bubbling up in me for a while. And mainly it's because I've seen the fandom of Doctor Who more so than ever torn apart. Now, I understand the internet is obviously a place where you need to wear a helmet because it's not for the faint of heart, and I get it. And there's always going to be arguments. There's always going to be people arguing over what's good and what's bad and what's right and what's wrong, and I understand that. It's something everyone has to deal with. It's just sort of natural. But the arguments over Jodie Whitaker as the new Doctor and the reasons behind it and how people are reacting to it have just sort of made the fandom become more and more toxic. And I'm not just talking from the negative side. This is honestly, I'm probably going to be a filthy fence-sitter in this one, because I don't have an opinion of Jodie Whitaker as the Doctor yet. I have an opinion of the costume. I don't think it's a very good costume. I have an opinion of the logo. I think it's a decent-looking logo. If the red in the background's not there, it looks a little odd. And I have some apprehensions, basically given the track record with sort of the political stuff in Doctor Who recently. But it seems that both sides have either been Jodie Whitaker is going to be ruining Doctor Who. They will be ruining the show. She will be ruining the show. She will be making it horrible. This is all a feminist agenda, and I hate the term SJW driven and politically driven, and I can see where people get the idea. But I'm gonna call people like that. I'd like to call them out on one little problem in their logic that quite a bit. Well, people seem to forget that the Doctor Who production team is controlled by the BBC, and the BBC are obviously going to be trying. They want to play it up to the media that everything is. That everything is good and amazing, and that, this is going to be a great new Doctor, everything's going to be amazing, and I completely understand that. It's a new Doctor, it's going to be amazing, and that this was the right time for a female Doctor, and yeah, it's a big change. I mean, but the show is full of changes, and I understand that Chibnall and the BBC is very much politically left-leaning. I understand that. So yes, probably was their motivations. I won't deny that there probably was. But what the thing that the negative side is missing is almost the same thing that the positive side is missing, which I will get to in a minute. But the negative side is really missing is that we haven't seen her yet. And the fact that they might be political stories. I mean, we even know there's going to be one political story with Rosa Parks, which I'm very, very nervous about. Don't get me wrong. I feel like they might get a little shaky on that historically, or maybe not. But I'm willing to be surprised. I'm attempting to remain casually optimistic, but it's very difficult to remain casually optimistic when you have both sides sort of screaming that they're right and pick a side. One of us. It really, can't we all just agree that this is gone on far enough? This video is basically a call for civility among fans. That's basically what I'm asking. Because let's be honest, the negative side to Jodie Whitaker has been very, very active. And part of me is making this video mainly in response, at least, to the latest video from a user called Bulls Trek on YouTube, And he's a user. I like his stuff, and he makes some good points. But sir, I'd like to speak directly to you if you see this. Is that I think just reiterating the same point over and over is fruitless. You don't really change. And I think that your argument might be a little flawed. I understand that you obviously are more familiar with Jodie Whitaker as an actress, and you seem to think she's not a decent enough actress to pull off the role. But I would counter that with those were the same things that were done. Some of the same criticisms that were thrown at Matt Smith when he took over the role. And let's be very honest, even with the quality of Matt Smith's stories at its worst, I think that we could both. I think many fans will agree. Matt Smith is a very good Doctor. There's never been a bad actor to play the Doctor so far. Whitaker excluded because I haven't seen her as the Doctor. I am not trying to put any sort of real any sort of real sort of label on that, because we've only seen a leak clip, and the trailer's coming out tomorrow, and I am excited. Like, I am genuinely I'm like holding my breath in the suspense. The suspense is killing me. I want to see this trailer. I want to make it please let it be a good trailer. I want the best. Maybe it's because maybe I'm being too much of an optimist. I don't care. I want the show to succeed. And I think you, Mr. Bullstruck, you do too. I won't deny that. You want it to succeed. But I'd very much ask, maybe, because I know you didn't like Series 10 very much. You had gripes with Series 10, which I understand. And I think we even may have had some of the same gripes, yet I found myself enjoying Series 10 quite a bit. And I'm talking to you specifically because you were sort of the catharsis for me making this video and putting myself out there directly. And I welcome your rather toxic comment section, both sides, to come see this video, and please tear me a new one if you feel necessary. I can take it. But I think what you don't understand is that the political aspect can be done well. I mean, liberal political politics have been a part of Doctor Who since the very beginning, and they've been done well. I mean, take a look at most of Jon Pertwee's serials, season 25 and 26. I don't know if you're a fan of The New Adventures, but The New Adventures had quite a few liberal politics that I, myself, may not even have agreed with completely, because I'm kind of in the middle. I go left on some things, I go right on other things. That's not a big deal. But they were done well. And I think that even if Chibnall seems to be forcing liberal politics in, we haven't seen anything from him with a political subtext yet, outside of media, which, let's be honest, the BBC's probably feeding him these lines. And I don't want to sound conspiratorial, and I know it sounds a little conspiratorial, but it sort of comes from the idea of, if you've ever noticed on any of the DVDs, there are a bunch of extras where a lot of times the classic series, it's so far in the past, the actors and the production staff are allowed to make jokes at his expense. They're allowed to say, oh, that was a bit shit. Yet the new series has never really had that. They always have to be positive. I think you're mistaking some of the forced positivity as a sign that the series is automatically going to be bad. I'd also ask you to maybe take a deep breath and try to rewatch bits of Series 10, because I personally really enjoyed Series 10. Seriously, rewatch the pilot. The pilot is actually a really, really good example of how a good, solid, kind of meh episode of Doctor Who can be done, even in Series 10. I think Smile is also pretty good, considering it has no right to be. And I still think Oxygen, one that has an anti-capitalist message, is a brilliant piece of television. Something that I completely disagree with. I believe that capitalism is the only political system that we've got, political economic system that we've got that works. But I still understand that, it can be criticized, and I think Matheson did a good job of criticizing it in that episode. But I implore you, maybe just take a few steps back, take a breather, and maybe give Whitaker a chance. I know you said you're going to, but just with the amount of videos where you are reinforcing the idea that you're not quite for the female doctor, this particular actress taking over the female doctor, um, I just think maybe you should just take a few deep breaths and maybe try to give it a better chance. So that is all I have to say to you. And now I'm going to actually have to go and switch gears and talk a little bit to the people who are acting like Jodie Whitaker is the best thing since sliced bread. Now, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you want that. I understand a lot of the people who are saying, "Oh, my daughter is now getting a chance to be the doctor after the boys have put her down always as the companion." And I understand that, and I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing. I wouldn't. It's genuinely a good thing maybe that they, if they see that they can pretend to be the female doctor, they can be a doctor. But I'd like to ask the side, how many have you actually said that? Because I think you are also setting yourselves up to fail a little bit, because you're not going to be able to go in critically with this attitude that she's amazing already. Like, I've seen people online who have already put her at number 1 in their list of doctor rankings off of the clip that was leaked. That's it. I'm sorry, but that's not... You can't really put her... I don't think anyone should put her in her doctor rankings. I'd also have to say that I think you're also... You're not any better because you're not willing to try to talk to people with disagreements. I've seen that anyone who is pro Whitaker very strongly, like, yes, this is amazing, this is the best thing, this will save the show. Well, take a step back and just think. You've been pushing away quite a lot of old fans, and now I understand that the show needs to change. It needs constant change, and you can't just keep relying on nostalgia. But you also don't want to actively be pushing those fans away. I'd also ask that if you would please just give the try to maybe just reasonably talk with them, not attack their ideas. And I mean, this goes for both sides, but I've seen it hostilities on both sides. I also would have to say that I think I think that really just it's mainly the amount of just flame wars of people who say, "Oh, you're not a real fan if you like Whitaker. If you don't like Whitaker," like it's grating on me. I feel like my biggest fear is that I can no longer just talk to a Doctor Who fan online and be like, "Oh, let's talk," and have a reasonable discussion, where really you can't anymore. You have the slight problem, and I'm of people having to just insulate into their groups, and I understand that people are excited, but just please don't try to be nice to each other, like just talk it out. Like, I mean, oddly enough, I think the best reaction to the female Doctor is from YouTuber, the daughter of YouTuber Wizard of Cause, of course, all hail Empress Quinn, who, when told that the new Doctor Who would be female, she just sort of said, "Meh." That's really all we can do. Is that I think the only real, like, I understand the excitement, but the only real critical analysis of the new female Doctor is just going to be, meh. We don't have enough information. We can't say if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I'd also say that on the, I guess, the pro Whitaker side, is that I think people need to let her establish herself as the Doctor in an actual adventure before they start going off on like what they want to see from her, or even also just sort of her imagine. I've seen quite a lot of her what they imagine she's gonna be, because I'm sorry, that's gonna set yourself up to fail if she's not like it is. If she's not like that, like it's something that, and this is something that's been getting off my checklist, but I mean, what this is sort of division in the fandom has really been causing, it's been causing people to go into groups. And you know what? Every time I go online, it's hard for me just to go on any Doctor Who website now because everyone's just fighting, and I can't just. You're either way you go, you're going to be attacked by someone, and that's kind of dumb. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. Please feel free to comment down below if I'm completely off base. If not, I don't really know. I'm just a fan. And I'll be back sometime later this upcoming week with my Monster of Peladon video, because, yeah, John Pertwee always cheers people up, I think.